Hey Sneak Peekers! I'm Margot.
And I'm Bridget. In today's show, we are going to educate you on the best and worst first date movies in preparation for Valentine's Day this weekend.
Then we're going to do a deep dive into Hollywood's long history of ageism against women.
After that, we will give you our thoughts on the new Charli XCX mockumentary, The Moment.
And lastly, our fellow Sneak Peekers will provide a ranking of Saturday Night Live cast members.
You won't want to miss it.
We've got a mix of thrills, chills, and some heart-tugging headlines to kick things off.
Oh, do tell.
First up, a deeply personal story for today's show anchor Savannah Guthrie. Her mother, Nancy Guthrie, 84, has been missing outside of Tucson, Arizona since January 31st. Authorities still haven't identified any suspects.
Oh, wow. That's terrifying. Has Savannah spoken out?
She has. In Instagram videos this week, Savannah said her family believes her mom is still out there, called it an hour of desperation, and pleaded with the public to report anything unusual. The FBI is even reviewing a new message possibly related to the case.
Yikes. Let's hope for a safe return soon.
Switching gears to horror, Saw is back and is going home.
Home? You mean like a haunted suburban cul-de-sac?
Close. Blumhouse has taken over, and original creators James Wan and Lee Wanell are returning for the 11th installment. They promised this one will bring back Jigsaw, dig into his philosophy, and deliver the scary, character-driven Saw fans love.
So yes, more traps, more terror, but also a little nostalgia for all of us who screamed at the screen the first time.
In corporate news, Disney has finally chosen Bob Iger's successor again.
Second time in 6 years? They really like keeping us on our toes.
Theme Parks chief Josh D'Amaro takes over as CEO on March 18th. Iger sticks around as a board member and senior advisor through the end of the year. Dana Walden is now president and chief creative officer overseeing film, TV, and streaming while reporting to D'Amaro.
So basically, Disney is reorganizing like a giant theme park. Everything in its right place. Hopefully.
And for fans of puppets, the Muppets are back.
Finally, it's been decades since Kermit, Miss Piggy, and the gang got a proper spotlight.
ABC and Disney Plus revived the variety show, keeping the original theater set and classic Muppet chaos. Directed by Alex Timbers and executive produced by Seth Rogen, the episode leans into simplicity. Kermit runs the show, Miss Piggy causes problems, and anarchy unfolds both onstage and backstage. The special guest is Sabrina Carpenter, who fits right in singing, bantering with the Muppets, and matching their energy without trying to outshine them.
Is it perfect? No. Some jokes feel a little rusty, and not every sketch lands, but that's kind of the point. This isn't the Muppets reinvented, it's the Muppets remembered.
And more importantly, it proves that what worked in the 70s and again in the 90s can still work today.
As Miss Piggy puts it, the Muppets are finally giving the people what they wanted all along. Finally, perfect for Black History Month and Valentine's Day around the corner, heart, humor, and just the right touch of modern love. Our movie pick of the week, Rye Lane.
A critically acclaimed British romantic comedy following two 20-somethings, Yaz and Dom, who connect over an eventful day in South London. After meeting in a gender-neutral restroom, they spend the day navigating recent messy breakups, helping each other confront nightmare exes, and rediscovering the potential for new romance. Honestly, a perfect film for couples or single baddies out there. It's like a warm cup of cinematic sunshine in the middle of winter. Bridget, what's the worst first date you've ever been on?
Well, he spent the entire date making me read his Letterboxd reviews.
Ugh, that's terrible. That's why I always go to a movie on the first date, so we don't actually have to interact with each other.
That's a good idea. If only I had a guide for what the best and worst date movies are.
Fortunately, Sneak Peeker Brooke has just the thing you're looking for. Take it away.
Hey Sneak Peekers, my name is Brooke, and I'm your resident date expert, and fresh off the tails of Super Bowl Sunday, we're heading to a pretty big weekend. Valentine's Day is coming in hot this Saturday, and many a couple will be wanting to watch a good flick. Whether that's Wuthering Heights in theaters or a cozy evening at home, we thought it'd be fitting to give you a guide on the best first date movies, or maybe ones to avoid. After this, you'll be fully set to text your situationship unprompted, and no matter how your weekend ends up, at least you'll have watched a good movie. Let's get into it. So, Starting with the best to avoid list, let's just get the most obvious out of the way. Any with a high degree of gore should probably be a no-go. I know a lot of you guys were rushing to your local Redbox to pick up a copy of Human Centipede or maybe Tusk, and I hate to tell you, but Redbox went out of business. And also, your date will probably block you mid-movie if you show them these. Of course, to each their own, and sometimes these overtly gory movies can be quite entertaining, but we're not here to weigh your freak. We're here to tell you to pick a different movie. The next film I'd like to talk about falls into the test category. Things may get a little uncomfortable, but your date's reaction could give you a lot of good intel should you wish to pursue them further. And personally, I can't think of a better film fitting for this category than David Lynch's Eraserhead. This absurdist, grotesque film explores the fears of parenthood and loving your offspring unconditionally, even if it's ugly. Ooh. This movie is perfect if you want to occasionally glance to the other side of the couch and ask what they would do if that AirPod was their baby, or if they would still like you if you abruptly turned into one. But what we're all really here for, the movies you should watch if you're on a first date. Any date with a significant other or curled up on the couch with your cat. First up, we've got the classic Harry Met Sally. This movie follows a couple on their on-again, off-again relationship journey spanning over a decade. It gives you an up-close glimpse of love even in the ugly moments, and you really can't go wrong if you're looking for a feel-good film. On the Rob Reiner train, another great film to watch by him with a date is the more fantastical Princess Bride movie. This prolific movie reads like a modern-day fairy tale, is endlessly quotable, and gives you a good dose of good old-fashioned romance. Lastly, on a more recent film, Game Night is another great contender for a great first date movie. Starring Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, this refreshing, action-packed romance delivers comedy and suspense in just the right balance. Following Max and Annie in a seemingly typical game night, things quickly turn to chaos and their relationship gets tested along the way. Well, that's all my list, but what's on yours? If you think I missed one of the greats or maybe one of the PUs, make sure to let us know at Sneak Peek TV on Instagram. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Worm. No, probably not. You'd be a worm, and worms are gross. Where are you going with this?
Well, that's what happens to some actresses in Hollywood when they age out of ingenue roles.
They turn into worms?
Unless you're Heidi Klum at a Halloween party, then no. It was more of a metaphor for how studios stop liking actresses once they get past a certain age. You know, like as if they became worms or something.
Yeah, I don't think your metaphor's working very well. Let's just watch the video.
Hello, I'm Bridget Tooley. In the past couple of years, Hollywood has made a big effort to increase diversity in films. This includes the Academy Awards implementing DEI requirements in order for films to be eligible to win an Oscar. Now, one category that's not included in these DEI requirements is age. While men are often not affected by this, women, on the other hand, are a completely different story. In 2024, the man who won Best Leading Actor was Cillian Murphy, who was 47. The woman who won Best Leading Actress was Emma Stone, at 35. The year after that, in 2025, Adrian Brody won at the age of 52, whereas Mickey Madsen won at the age of 26. While these are just two recent examples, they represent a bigger problem in Hollywood, which is that women's stories come with an expiration date. While male actors often become more respected and even more desirable as they get older, women fade into obscurity. One primary example of this is age gap casting, where men and women are often paired together as if they are equals, but the man is 15 to 20 years older than the woman. But it's not acknowledged in the film. It's just treated as if it should be the norm. One famous example of this is The Graduate, where Anne Bancroft's character is portrayed as being old enough to be Dustin Hoffman's mom. In real life, Anne Bancroft is only 6 years older than Dustin Hoffman. If that's old enough to be his mom, then I have a lot of questions. One more recent example is in Silver Linings Playbook, where Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper are cast together as a couple, where Bradley Cooper is 15 years older than Jennifer Lawrence. Now, as much as I love Hitchcock, he's the greatest offender of all when it comes to this. In Vertigo, Jimmy Stewart's 50 years old, playing opposite of a 25-year-old Kim Novak. In Rear Window, Jimmy Stewart's 46 years old, playing opposite of a 25-year-old Grace Kelly. In To Catch a Thief, Cary Grant is 51 years old, playing opposite of a 26-year-old Grace Kelly. He's like the Leonardo DiCaprio of casting. In 2015, Maggie Gyllenhaal said in an interview that she was told by a casting director that she was too old to play the love interest of a 55-year-old man at the age of 37. Now, why do directors often cast actresses that are so much younger than their male counterparts? Well, this can be traced all the way back to old Hollywood and the studio star system, where actresses' lives were very carefully planned and marketed in a way to make them seem youthful and desirable. And once they aged out of that image, studios found them no longer useful and deemed their work unprofitable. When older women do appear on screen, they are often typecast into these very narrow roles, such as grandmothers or even villains like witches or the evil stepmother who's jealous of the young woman's beauty. Often these characters are defined by their relationship to youth rather than having their own stories. Let's hear what some real working actresses have to say about working in the industry over the age of 50.
You get to a point as a woman to where you completely disappear sexually, and then what worth do you have? No value. It's freeing, but it's also, you could be abandoned on a desert island by yourself. I have a whole bit now that I talk about turning 60, and then I might as well be like 60 for a woman is 110 in man years. I might as well be dead. You know, I have turned to dust in front of it, and it happens overnight. You don't realize that's happening when it happens, and then you just disappear. But pigeonholing, I want to have a choice on stage as to who I am. I don't want to have to be a doting wife and mother, and I don't want to have to remember all my grandchildren's names. The expectation of wholesomeness is weird. I learned early in comedy there were some things that they just didn't want to hear me say.
On stage, it's like, oh, you know, like, oh, now you got to be the grandmother, you got to be all these things. Whereas in my real life, I'm, you know, dating and talking to people. I'm vibrant. I've got all sorts of things. So it's interesting in that we say we want people to bring their lived experiences. Comedy, true. Yeah, that's why it's called truth in comedy and not made up crap in comedy. They want us to bring our authenticity, to bring our lives. And then yet when we do that, they go, oh, but not like that. Like, that's not how we want your real life, but we want your real life and how it fits into our frame of how your life should be. So we are fighting for representation to fully be who we are. And that's, I think, why you see Tina Fey and Amy Poehler and Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig making their own stuff, Mindy Kaling making their own stuff and saying, you're not going to represent me, I'm going to represent myself. And thank God that they've done that, because otherwise I think we would be mitigated to like bringing on cookies and saying, okay, you youngins, let's go, right?
This ageism against women doesn't just stop at casting, but it extends into how women are portrayed in the media. Women are faced with a damned if you do, damned if you don't choice, where if you get plastic surgery, you're often ridiculed in the media for trying to look young. And if you don't get plastic surgery, you're often being called brave for simply existing. Andie MacDowell said in an interview where she was asked about her gray hair that nobody would tell George Clooney that he's brave for letting his hair grow gray, so why are they saying that to her? You'll never see a man being described as aging gracefully in the media. Now, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just sitting here and complaining. There have been some improvements in reducing ageism against women. In 2023, Michelle Yeoh and Jamie Lee Curtis won both categories for the Academy Awards, while both being over 60. In addition, popular shows right now, such as Hacks and Pluribus, feature women over 50 telling stories that do not relate to motherhood, grandmotherhood, or their relationship to youth and beauty. Additionally, actresses like Reese Witherspoon have taken matters into her own hands by creating a production company that focuses on telling women's stories. This resistance shows that things are changing, even if progress has been slow. It's no secret that Hollywood is obsessed with youth and beauty, but it doesn't have to be that way, because talent doesn't expire. If anything, it grows. And stories don't expire either. Until women over 50 are allowed to have stories where they're complex, desirable characters who are central to the story, Hollywood's idea of progress and equality will always be incomplete.
If you live anywhere with internet access, are a part of Gen Z, identify with any of the letters that start with LGBTQ, or basically don't live under a rock, you're probably familiar with the term Brat Summer, a cultural phenomenon sparked by Charli XCX's Brat album, where everyone collectively decided to be hot, unhinged, and emotionally allergic to self-improvement. It turned being a mess into a vibe instead of a problem, and at its core was about leaning into chaos with confidence. In Charli XCX's newly released hyper-pop mockumentary film The Moment, we follow follow a rising pop star navigate the complexities of fame and the pressure of the music industry as she preps for her arena tour debut. Making his directorial debut, Aiden Zamiri co-wrote this film with Bertie Brandis from an original idea by Charli XCX herself. The film, of course, stars Charli, as well as Rosanna Arquette, Kate Berlant, Jamie DeMitro, Haley Benton Gates, Isaac Powell, and Alexander Skarsgård, with cameos from some of today's pop culture icons, including Rachel Zegler and Kylie Jenner. In a recent Letterboxd review of her own film, Charli herself said that in many ways, the film is about fictionalized directions people could have pulled her into during the Brat album tour rollout, but making a deeper look, it's really about the volatility of fame, persona, identity, and the mental health cycle of artists on the brink. In the film, there's a long conversation about how Charli has spent so long trying to get to this point in her career, but when she achieves it, where does she go from here? It speaks to how artists are so often treated as commodities used to keep the machine rolling, and even more so, how even at the height of their careers, artists are still vulnerable. Combining a level of humor that is so uniquely Gen Z with a bit of dry British humor, the film hilariously comments on the current state of pop culture, the entertainment industry, and our world. It's also clearly a pushback of the typical world tour film, the Eras Tour, and it also makes fun of itself as well. The film pokes fun at fan culture and parasocial relationships as well, such as when a fan exclaims at her concert that he planned on killing himself until he listened to Charli's music, while holding up a cartoon version of Charli that he drew himself. In another scene, Charli's Angels cause a bank to go bankrupt after they all purchase lime green Brat credit cards in pursuit of getting free tickets to Charli's show. As far as performances go, Charli plays a slightly heightened and dramatized version of herself, but she displays an incredible amount of vulnerability that is eye-opening, and it really showcases a different side to her than we are used to. Her character's, or her persona's, desire for validation, not just from her fans, but also from the people around her, is something incredibly universal, and it also allows the audience to relate to her and pull back the curtain a bit. My personal favorite performance was from Alexander Skarsgård, who plays the obnoxious and pretentious film director Johannes, who is in pursuit of making a concert film for Charli's Brat Tour. He was definitely a scene stealer with his improvised lines, such as metaphorical cocaine. With editing that would send a Victorian child into a coma, the moment is fun, frenetic, and intentionally overwhelming. If you're looking for a polished, inspirational concert film or a clear narrative arc, it will likely feel abrasive and even a bit indulgent. But for fans of Charli, pop culture obsessives, and anyone who's ever felt trapped by the version of themselves they accidentally made famous, it's sharp, funny, self-critical, and strangely intimate, and it proves that Charli XCX is the moment. That's all from me, but if you love the moment as much as I did, or even if you disagree, let us know your thoughts at Sneak Peek TV on social media. Now we'll be back after a brief commercial break.
Bridget, do you think we could ever be on Saturday Night Live?
I mean, maybe. I guess we kind of have a weekend update thing going on here.
I just feel like if we were on SNL, we would be like the best cast members. You know?
I'm not so sure about
Well,
that.
who could possibly be better than us?
I'm so glad you asked. Luckily, we have a team of sneak peekers here to rank the best cast members. Take it away.
Oh, come on. Oh, you guys are too much. Okay. Oh, man. All right. Hey, sneak peekers. I'm Margot. And would we like to introduce ourselves, please?
I'm Rosie. I'm Risha.
I'm Brooke.
I'm Lachlan.
And we have a tier list for everybody here today. And we got a lot of categories. So we have, does your back hurt from carrying the show? All smiles here. And dead from New York. So, just as a caveat, this is not all of the current season 51 cast members, just for time's sake. But yeah, we're here to put them all in a tier list. So let's, I want to save her a little bit. Let's go, okay. Ben? Wait, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just know him as the
I think that tells us a lot about how we feel.
No, I like him.
I like him, but I don't think
wouldn't
he's
say-
carrying
I'll say
the
all
show.
smiles here.
Yeah,
I could agree with that. Are we gonna do
makes me
like?
happy.
Do you guys want to do like the further down we put it? Like it's kind of like a ranking within the tier.
kind of unfunny sometimes.
Really?
I feel like, I guess I'll agree with that. I feel like the fact that he's ginger is carrying him right now.
Yeah,
I
that
agree.
is true.
And I think he needs I think he needs Martin and John to help
I
him
agree.
sometimes. I think they're funnier as a trio. I'm just gonna say
Okay,
that.
I'll go with
Just
that.
gonna say
I'll go
that.
with that.
I would say Please Don't Destroy kind of, I don't know if it would, I would say it started the trend of like taking people from social media, putting them on the show, but that is also something else as well. But if we can all agree with All Smiles here, but maybe towards like the end over here. Okay, so we got our first cast member on the freaking tier list. Okay, next up, who do we have? We have Kenan Thompson.
Leave.
Yes, the longest. What?
She said leave.
I did say leave. I think he's funny, but I think he's overdone his stay. I think he's
Honestly,
stayed
I
too
see
long.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I
He's so necessary.
I
I
never
agree.
laugh when he's on though.
I'm gonna go with an
Yeah, I was.
I put him next to Ben. I put him next to Ben.
No, we cannot put him lower than this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on. He's
If
been
we're
on there for
putting him
like
down-
how
Yeah, I think we're being too generous.
We cannot
He's
put
been
him
on there
lower
for
than
Kenan
forever.
Thompson,
I think
bro.
fine. All
he's
Smiles
in.
is fine.
Okay,
Okay,
Kenan is all smiles. Look at him. He has such a nice smile. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. Oh.
Oh. See, I
He's doing a good. I think he's doing a good job as head writer. Is
Yeah.
he as good on screen?
yes. I like him.
You like him?
Okay.
I don't like him.
Do we have Che in here?
Yes, we do.
Yes,
Che
okay.
is here. I think he's.
Cheo does him. I think,
Yeah.
but
I want to keep them
Che's
together.
better, but they're so.
I want to keep them together.
I think he's good because Che writes well for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of
and they're
Che
like
doing the
only
heavy
good with each other.
Yeah.
Like he's.
The
What
only
if we
thing I
put
don't
him in
like
the
I
is
liked
Pete
him.
Heggs.
I
in
think
the- I liked his cold opens.
I would say I feel.
I agree.
We have to put. We can't put. Not everybody's all smiles here.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
So you have to
'Cause
be
Maybe
also-
I'll be smiling, but someone.
Keep in mind, like, if you're on SNL, you have to hit a certain comedy threshold to
Can I
already
put an
be here.
opinion in?
Yeah.
Can we move him down here and move him up here?
I would agree with that.
I agree.
think
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, this is. I mean, yeah,
can't-
this is not a static.
That's setting a precedent that I don't think we should continue.
Yeah, I would agree with
Okay
that.
with that.
Okay, so we have updated our list. Here's what we got so far. We got to keep it moving.
And I think next.
Yes, perfect. We have Mikey Che.
And we're
yes.
saying put them together.
Well,
But Che's above Joe.
Yeah.
Put him
I
a
think
little
put them
high.
together.
But
I'm
d-
above
is-
Kenan too.
You think
honestly.
above Kenan as well?
Yeah.
I
Sure.
could
I'll
get
go
behind
with
that.
that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
okay
do
with
love
this.
Michael Che. Okay, we got 4 on here now. Let's keep it moving.
Oh, I already know who's next.
Should we?
Yes, let's do
Okay.
that one.
Honestly,
Here's
I
Mikey
love him.
Day.
I
Yeah.
love him.
Yeah.
I think
He's
is
so
really funny,
strong.
honestly.
You think?
He is.
He's-
there. What was it? Was it the snack or the space snack episode where he just kept on feeding?
Oh yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, and I think like
Do you think he
too
carries?
many of the new people are too conventionally attractive, and he really just keeps.
I don't think this picture is
I'd
doing
be
them
okay
much
if we put
justice.
him here.
I'm happy with him. Does your back
Okay,
hurt from
yeah.
carrying the show? Because he's been carrying this for a
Beavis
long
and Butthead was
time.
generational.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
true.
yeah.
That is
Oh
true.
my God, Mike Shat, that
Okay.
one was so funny.
Here's what we got so far. All of our men on the whiteboard right now. Okay. We have Sarah Sherman.
I personally love her.
You do.
I
Am
think
I
she's
crazy
fun,
for this?
But I
Yeah.
don't know if she's that.
She
super
scares
funny.
me sometimes.
You match her freak.
I think some of her sketches can go kind of out of control sometimes, so I'm okay with putting her up, but
Okay.
never Dead
Okay,
from New York.
okay,
I'm
okay.
not
She's
okay
not
with
dead.
that.
I don't know who we're going to put there. Okay, yeah, let's
Well,
do.
I feel like
I have a-
maybe
I
some.
have a
Okay,
guess.
yeah,
Okay,
we also
yeah.
have Chloe
Dead
Diamond.
from New York.
Okay, our first. So we got
Chloe.
we got one in each category now. One in each.
stayed-
I
You're
would trade
welcome.
Heidi for her any day.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Bring her back.
We had her as
Real.
the one.
Oh, Veronica.
Okay. This is a sort of polarizing one, I think.
You know,
I feel like I
I
haven't
love
gotten
her
too much from
TikToks.
her.
That's the thing. Like,
I don't
what did
hate
you?
her.
I like her TikToks.
I love. That's
I don't know if
the.
she's
the
great on the show.
mm-hmm. I think.
TikTokers don't belong on Saturday Night Live.
I would put an
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
she's dead from New York.
Yeah.
I think
I
she
think
has
she,
potential.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think she has
Her.
potential.
Right.
You know, they're just
Like,
they're
let's
not
see.
utilizing her in the right way.
Let's see how far she goes.
Okay. Oh.
Put him up here.
Is your bathroom from carrying the show? Put our boy up there. We know.
Put him a little bit higher. All right. Yeah, we got
Marcelo.
freaking Marcelo up there now. And UT alum, Andrew Dismukes.
I really like him.
He's underrated.
I think
I don't
also
know how
has
it's
I think
Sure.
top of all
Okay.
smiles.
Okay.
Top of all
We're a
smiles.
fan.
Yeah,
love
he's
her.
underrated.
We have 2 more.
TBH. Okay, let's do her.
Okay.
Oh, we
The
already
queen of
know.
freaking SNL. The queen
Ashley,
of SNL.
the reason
her
that
up here.
I pitched this panel
her.
for Ashley Padilla, I think she would have been a standout even in the 90s or like at like
You can tell she comes from an
she's like
improv
in the
background.
cast
Instant
all
classic.
stars. Yeah,
Not just a stand-up
some of these
background.
have taken some time, but like she was a secondary cast member her first
She-
season.
I think she still is.
she came on at the same time as Veronica.
We also have one more.
Did
One
she?
more.
Wait, where did-
honorary.
Where did Jane Wickline go? Oh, she's on your shoe. Jane's
Oh
on
my
your
God,
shoe.
Jane's on my shoe. I
goodness.
didn't mean to step on Jane Wickline.
Oh, Jane. Okay, well, we have Jane. I feel like because of that, can we put her in
Oh, I was gonna say we don't have
Okay,
enough people down
if
there.
we put, yeah, I feel bad because it's the similar thing with Veronica where her social media is so good, but let's put her in, I'm sorry, Jane.
TikTokers don't belong on Saturday Night
We'll
Live.
put her in Dead from New York. I'm sorry. Okay,
Oh.
okay. And last,
Gone but not forgotten.
honorary, we have Bowen Yang as Mudang.
Does your back hurt from carrying the show? He carried
Yeah,
the show.
let's put him right here.
Mikey Day.
Okay, here's our final tier list. Let's show the cameras, smile for the cameras.
Ashley
All right.
Padilla's the queen of
All
SNL.
right. It's been a great time. Sneak peek. Do we Thank you, Sneak Peek. We'll be back live from UT Austin. All right. Bye.